Yeah, the Dylan White Fury fight. Your prediction was slightly more right than mine.
Well, I genuinely, when you text me, I was surprised that you thought Whyte would win at any point.
Well, I thought White had a chance because if you've seen White's most recent fights against, the Brazilian Oscar Rivas, did you watch that fight? Like Dylan White, highlights. Everyone remembers him from the AJ fight, but since then, Dylan White's got defence. He can box defensively.
Okay, but
even Fury said that. Fury said White's got good defence. I mean, he did knock him out.
But yeah, but there's a difference between having good defence and having good enough defence to stop a man that Klitschko couldn't, who's someone who definitely does have better defence than Whyte.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like Tyson Fury's just another level.
He is another level. Yeah, he is another level. But I just felt like Whyte could just defend well enough and just catch him with like a wild hook.
I mean, everyone's always got a puncher's chance.
But okay, do you know what my problem is? My problem is that in that fight, Dylan White was not at his best. That was the frustrating thing. He wasn't at his best in that fight.
Yeah, but
he could have had a way better night. Did you see when they were in the clinch, up close in the clinch? Fury, like the way he used to dominate with Wilder, Fury couldn't do that with White. White's real strong.
Yeah, I mean, I think
he just got squared up.
Deontay Wilder, I think, was a harder opponent than
100% he was. Even in that third fight when he downed Fury twice.
Yeah, but the thing is with White is that he's I absolutely love White. He used to be one of my favourite boxers in the world, but he was just coming up against something. I know that he wasn't at his best, but he was. People need to realise when you're coming up against Tyson Fury, you are coming up against something you've never fought before. You've never fought someone who's tall but fast, who's like fat but moves like a lightweight. Like you're never gonna come up against that until you fight Dylan White. So every opinion you have about Dylan White, you need to counter it with but he's coming up against Tyson Fury.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm having to pause. That was really good. And we can jump back. I can't pause the video. Should we just not pause? Okay.
Well, why did you pause the recording? We should just keep these stuff in.
Okay, do you know why?
Right.
Do you know why?
Harry,
it was going well.
Harry, this is the funniest part of the podcast, though, when they're going wrong.
Yeah, that could be true, but I don't know whether these microphones are recording or not.
Oh shit, we'll pause it and let's find out.
No, that's just what I said to pause it, although we have actually paused it. So this is going to have to be another edit. It just doesn't, I'm not sure. When I'm looking at it now, I'm not sure.
No, that's MacBook.
Yeah, it was. Okay, resume.
Are you sure it was?
Okay, yeah, we're going now. We're good to go. We're good to go. I mean, this is going to be a nightmare editing it in with the video. But yeah, no, you were right. Something about Fury being like the greatest ever.
No, I don't think he's the greatest ever. But I think that he's...
Could be.
Yeah, no, he could be. But I think even if he's not the greatest ever, he's at that level of fighter now where... And you got it the same with Muhammad Ali. You got the same, you got it the same with Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson. With the other guy, everything that they're good at, you have to counter with the fact that they are coming up against a one in a generation, a one in a lifetime kind of fighter. Yeah,
well, I think from that perspective, if you look at Tyson Fury, he's 6'9", and what does he weigh? Almost 20 stone. You have to think how many humans on earth are that size and can move that well and that fast and athletic. You got some guys in the NBA. After that,
but they're not.
He's so fast.
Their weight is different.
So the problem you have is like you're a heavyweight boxer. You're just massive, and every single person he fights is just like smaller, and like not as strong.
Yeah, but the thing is,
it's just a huge. Imagine fighting someone 6'9".
But the thing is,
20 stone is just it's lightning fast. You're like, what am I going to do?
Well, exactly.
He just doesn't look that like an athlete. If he looked ripped, people would be like, oh my god, this is the greatest athlete ever. Because he doesn't look ripped.
See, I don't know, I think it's so hard. I just think that, his weight compared to the weight of a 6'9" basketball player is completely different, because it's like, you look at a basketball player, they're like, they're 6'9", lean, ripped. Yeah. You look at him, he looks like he goes to the pub too much. But secretly, he's one of the fastest,
for an athlete,
he's one of the fastest ever heavyweights, if not the fastest, behind Muhammad Ali.
But look at how tall was Muhammad Ali in comparison?
He was 6'5".
I mean, I've watched 4 boxing matches this year, so I'm entirely qualified to make this comparison. I think he's way shorter than that.
No, I think he's 6'5".
1.1 meters. Okay.
Well, I'll say this: if you're about to tell me that Tyson Fury is better than Muhammad Ali, we're gonna have a problem.
Okay, according to this, Muhammad Ali was 0.15 feet tall.
That's because you put it in inches. It's not inches, is it?
No, that's meters in feet.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
Muhammad
6'2",
Ali
sorry.
is 6'2" inches. I'm 6'2".
Yeah.
Tyson Fury, like, I'm not saying I'm as fast as him, but I can move quite fast. Like, you can get
You're as
quick,
fast as him,
you can get quick moving 6'2" people.
Yeah.
You
But
don't-
and you
like,
were as
you
fast as
don't
Muhammad Ali.
You don't get 6'9" quick people. I don't know what the point was to that.
No, I see what
You
you're
know what I'm
saying.
saying?
You're trying to say that Tyson Fury is
He's
faster
way
than Muhammad
bigger.
Ali.
No, well, he's not faster. He's probably slower, but people are comparing who's the fastest heavyweight. This guy's 6 inches taller than him.
Okay.
If you're 6
But
inches
the
taller
heavyweight
than someone,
division has
think of the
changed.
size. Yeah, it has changed with the times.
Yeah. Like the height is crazy now.
People have grown. The average height of humans in the West has grown.
No, I know.
So yeah, it's just things change. So that's why it's hard to compare eras, right?
I mean, there's a lot. I think there's a lot of reasons why it's hard to compare eras. Or because also you're looking at who they fought, but then you're having then to debate everyone who they fought and who's better out of them. But I think, like you said, everyone's grown. What are you laughing at?
And I continue.
What are you laughing
I
at?
continue.
No, what?
Your point was like, I think everyone's grown, everything's grown. I just said that.
Yeah, that's what I just said. You said it.
Alright, then continue.
Yeah, that's what I thought. No, but as you said, everyone's grown. So
Pardon?
as you said, everyone's grown. You're such a dick. So it's so hard to, like you said, it's so hard to compare because Mike Tyson in nowadays heavyweight division. Do you know how much short? He's what? He's 5'9".
5'11", yeah, maybe 5'9". Yeah, but he was fighting.
No,
Some of the
yeah.
people he fought were like 6'4".
No, don't get me wrong. I don't think he'd do bad in today's, but it just makes it that little bit harder to compare them.
Okay, Mike Tyson. Why is it giving it to me in meters?
It always does. It's Google's American
1.78.
website. No, Google's not a website. American.
Google's been poisoned by.
Yeah.
We bring back
He's
imperial.
5'8".
Bring back imperial metrics. I say.
He's 5'8", not even 5'9".
That is tiny, but he did fight. Some of the people he fought
Yeah.
were like 6'4". He was
Yeah.
fighting some monsters.
So he lost again. Didn't he lose to Lennox Lewis twice?
Did he lose twice? I thought he
No,
lost
sorry,
twice.
he lost. Sorry.
He might have.
No, he lost to Lennox Lewis once. He lost to Lennox Lewis once, or he beat him, and
What do you mean?
and that
You're
was
saying
one of
he
Lennox
does-
Lewis's 2 only losses.
So you
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
he did defeat him, but
The
because
ring champion Lennox
Lewis
Lewis
only
defeated former undisputed heavyweight champion Mike Tyson by knockout in the 8th round.
Lennox Lewis only lost 2 fights.
Prior
in
to
his
the
whole
event,
career.
Lewis was awarded Ring Magazine heavyweight title. So has Tyson ever beaten Lennox?
No,
Never.
just like the guy he bit the ear off.
Oh, Holyfield.
Yeah,
Holyfield. That's actually kind of a cool name.
I always call him Holyfield. No, I don't.
Holyfield. No, you don't. No one calls him Holyfield. Other than dyslexic people.
Yeah. What did you think? Did you watch the Holyfield fight? The comeback fight?
Yeah, it wasn't that
It
good.
was shit. He got fucked. Like,
Sorry for the language. I'm joking. You can swear. It doesn't matter.
oh yeah, sorry, I didn't ask.
No,
But he
no,
absolutely
you can
fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everyone thought it was going to be like when Tyson came back, but it was nothing like that.
Should we talk about Usyk Joshua?
Yeah,
Because we haven't spoken since that
No,
fight.
we haven't
Although the
spoken
fight's a
in
year
years.
old now.
yeah, let's do it.
Joshua was kind of when you break down what Joshua actually did, it was kind of dumb. What he tried to do is his tactic to the fight was to try and outbox probably the best boxer he'll ever face in his life. Because Usyk had 300 and something amateur fights.
I think that wasn't that.
How many
Lomachenko?
amateur fights did AJ have? 20?
Yeah,
Do you
but
not think Usyk
I think the
faced-
300 thing. Did Usyk have 300? I thought that was Lomachenko, the other Ukrainian guy.
Usyk had Let me put on a screen. It's a slight confirmation bias the way I'm typing. I heard it in a commentary one time that he had 300. I can't find it right now. It would be nice to have a little man.
Go on. You can go on like websites that will show you. So like go.
I'm just typing in
amateur record.
Amateur record.
Yeah, just go on box rec.
Wait.
Oh,
Look.
Yeah.
Alexander Usyk, 335 amateur fights.
Yeah,
with
crazy.
335 wins.
Check out
with 15 losses.
Check out Lomachenko.
Wait, let me do the AJ comparison quickly.
Joshua. Jodas.
Judas. No. AJ had 40. So he had
He has
almost
43.
AJ had 43. So he had almost, I don't know, like 8 times more matches. Do you know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't want to do
why
that.
Why would you try and outbox someone like that?
Well, that's the thing. I mean,
I wouldn't want to try and do them back.
But the thing is, you know, go on box rec.
Okay.
Why are you looking at FB?
Facebook.
Yeah.
So I'm addicted to social media just like everybody else. That's
Yeah, but
why.
you know we're on a podcast.
Hmm?
You know we're on a
no,
podcast.
it's just instinctive. I didn't even realise I clicked something.
Yeah, this is the website to go on really. That I use.
Okay, so
Anything you
what am
want.
I doing now?
No, like just if we're gonna look up another boxer, just
What are we?
type in Lomachenko. That's what I want to show
Where do I
you.
type it in?
There, where it says enter name or ID. But
L
no.
Y L O
Lomachenko.
Lome.
Not long. But yeah.
Is this right? Is this about right?
I don't know, but it's
No. Clearly not.
no, it's not right. Anyway, but
yeah.
But
anyway.
it doesn't matter.
Anyway,
Either way.
Anyway, you don't know because you can't type it in, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
see Lomachenko. No.
Wait.
Mars doorway.
I want to see what you think of this.
Okay.
Look, basically, the NASA's space rover was driving around on Mars,
Yeah.
and it took and sent back this photo. Say what you want. Does that not look sort of man-made?
I mean, what do you think of it?
I think it looks a little bit man-made. It
You think
probably
man-made?
is geological, or maybe not man-made, but like something made
Something
that
made.
intentionally. Like if you ever watched any Star Trek or any type of sci-fi ever, they're always in deserts with layouts like this.
I mean, I've always believed that there's something. I mean, the thing is, I've always believed that there's some sort. I mean, I don't want to use the word alien because that, but you know, some sort of life form out there. Like I think I don't know who said it, but a very famous scientist that I've now forgotten the name of, said that it's kind of like how can you
Brian
think?
Cox?
No, it wasn't Brian Cox. How can you think that we are the only life forms? Like the chance of that seems so low.
Mm-hmm.
Surely it's a ridiculous opinion to think that there isn't more life forms. But I think that opinion's kind of going out of date. I think more and more people are kind of accepting the fact that there might be.
Well, here's the thing I always think. I'm trying to find it out right now. Okay, how many planets have been discovered in 2021? 400 new planets have been found this year alone. So think how many, well, in our galaxy, and even in our galaxy, how many other planets are there that could be within the right temperatures to sustain life?
Do you? I mean, a lot.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Think how many galaxies. They say there's billions of galaxies.
What? Yeah.
When you try and actually think of the space numbers, all the metrics and the numbers
What
we
numbers?
use on Earth,
What
thousands
Space
numbers. Yeah, well, hear me out. In anything you use to measure anything on Earth, whether it's tons, thousands of miles, thousands of kilometers,
Yeah.
in space, it's not the distance is light years. How fast light travels in an entire year, and light's moving at 700 miles an hour because all the distances are so vast compared to on Earth. Like that, we can't even work out the numbers.
I mean, this is my thing. That's why I think it's like
There's
surely it's
at least thousands of other planets out there like Earth.
on that. Yeah.
Way, but I think it's millions and billions. I'm trying to work it out.
But I totally agree. I also just think, how can you think there's nothing else there? It's great. I mean,
oh my!
yeah,
sorry.
there are 7 quintillion planets in the universe.
There are over 700 quintillion planets in the universe.
But there's nowhere like home.
Hey,
Don't know why you.
my country's unique to the world.
But no, are you spiritual?
Yeah.
And how does that?
Wait. Let me just Google what is a quintillion.
It's 4, so it's
No, it's
4
not.
times a million.
1,000 raised to the power of 6.
So I was basically right.
1,000,000 raised to the power of... Look. It's 18. It's any number times 18.
No, it's 8. No.
17 with 18 zeros on it is how many planets are in the universe. Like, that's enough. Like, so many other planets must be like ours.
Yeah, no.
We are ridiculous if we think we're the most advanced life in the entire universe.
What's that fact that we're made up of like
Carbon.
3 of the most common...
Like carbon. What are humans made of? We're made of carbon.
But we're made of things that are not rare, aren't we? Well, not everything, was it? No idea what I'm saying. Even 3 most commons.
I said, what type of 3...
No,
this is coming up with what are the 3 type of genetic disorders.
No, type in...
Single gene disorder where a mutation affects one gene. Sickle cell... Oh no, we can't do this.
What? But I really want to ask you about the mix between your spirituality and your belief in science.
Well, here's the thing.
Well, I mean, what kind of spiritual are you?
The way I view it, well, what kind of spiritual I am, I'm agnostic, so I don't believe in any particular God, but I don't know, and I definitely don't think there is no kind of God type existence.
So you think there is a God type of existence?
Yeah, kinda.
Really?
I'm trying to think this is why. It's because science is best. I believe a lot of science. I believe in most science, to be honest. But science's best explanation for the creation of the universe that we're supposed to believe is that before then there was nothing, no time, no space, nothing, and everything in the universe came out of an explosion of this tiny little thing that was created from nothing, and they don't explain where that comes from. So science doesn't really know what it's saying.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is
But do you know what I mean about the start of the universe?
No,
everything comes from nothing.
I hear what you're saying.
And there was nothing before, no time. I remember my physics teacher tried to explain it to me, and he was like, before the Big Bang, there was no time, no space, no concept, nothing. And he was like, most people can't even understand what nothing is because there's no time in there.
But okay,
you know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, but I think
where is nothing? And
I think where we disagree is like I think. You're not religious, but I think religious people and some, or if not a lot of spiritual people, one of the big reasons they believe in it is because of this need for explanations. But I don't think, we're so young, humans, and to think that we need an answer for everything. Why? In my belief, I'm a lot more hardcore than you in the way of atheist. I believe either everything is explained by science or will be explained by science. But I don't have this want that spiritual and religious people have to want to be able to explain everything. I think the reason that we don't know anything about what caused the Big Bang, like you said,
we're just not smart enough yet to figure it out.
But I think it doesn't matter that not that it doesn't matter that we don't know, but that I don't need to live a life, this constant explanation for all of my emotions, everything that goes on around me, that constant need for that emotion to be explained. And I think that's what a lot of people get from religion.
No, I know what you mean. So, obviously there's loads of philosophers searching for the meaning of... Elon Musk, he used to read so many books.
Yeah.
He used to read these weird philosophy books. I was listening to in an interview. He used to read loads of these philosophy books. When he was saying he got depressed for quite a while because he was trying to figure out the meaning of life through just reading loads of physics books and philosophy books. And this was
so
in his late teens growing up. And that's when I thought, think of the way this guy's thinking compared to the average human being. This guy's on another level.
Yeah, I mean...
You don't like him though, do you?
No, I don't really like Elon Musk.
Why not?
Well...
Let's talk about it.
Okay,
We have different views on this.
Okay, so... My problem with Elon Musk is everything that he's done I've thought is pretty cool. Or not even pretty cool, but just pretty interesting or
Falcon
important.
Rocket or Tesla.
Stuff like that. Well, no, that stuff is different. I mean, that's I don't know. I think Tesla is really impressive, and I think what he's done with SpaceX is really impressive. But my problem with him is that everything he said, it seems like he has or already done the absolute opposite of what he's just said. I don't think I found an important, well-quoted sentence that he said that doesn't have him saying in another in like a couple of years ago, him saying the opposite thing.
You give us an example. I know what you're talking about. There are certain instances.
Like I think, well,
but obviously I can't speak too badly because you might come on this one day. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, I'd love to come on to that episode and ask him a lot of questions, like why he called that guy a paedophile.
Bro, you think I'd let you anywhere near him?
What do you mean?
Nah.
What do you mean?
No way.
You can't just have someone.
No way. Bro, I get him on him. I'm gone. I'm 5-10 houses just from one episode.
And I better be still on the podcast. But,
nah, I'm
yeah.
joking.
No, but let me just say this. What do you like so much about him?
Okay, I like about him. Volkswagen are one of the biggest car companies in the world.
Yeah.
And their report, like a year ago, was saying that their electric car technology was 7 years behind Tesla. Like, they're basically Tesla. They beat some of the leading car companies to electric cars. Think other electric cars are coming through now, but he did that. But at exactly the same time, he embarrassed NASA. The amount it cost NASA to spend like a cargo payload up into space. Elon Musk worked out to do it for like 10 times cheaper.
Do you think Elon Musk worked out?
He beat Elon and SpaceX, because obviously he's got employees and things.
Yeah.
He beat NASA, he beat the Chinese government, he beat the Indian government and any other private company. Like the way he turned the space on its head, his rockets are just landing on their own now. I mean, I admit, maybe you can help world hunger a little bit more. But he changed the automotive industry and the space industry both at the same time, and for that, I feel like you got to respect someone.
I mean,
great engineer.
My two counterpoints would be like he's definitely not the only person working those things out, and two, and I mean, but you know, it is him. But the thing is, the other thing about him, you got to give him respect for what he's done. I mean, in my opinion, you know, he's not a terrible person, but bad people can do good things or impressive things. Me admitting that Tesla's impressive has nothing to do with my opinion of him, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a flawed person, but I also think a lot of people are flawed. I think
everyone's flawed.
I think he's brave. A lot of super wealthy people will be spending tens of millions of dollars to have their PR kind of managed, their public image managed. He's on Twitter every day. Just if you tweet as often as he tweets, he's tweeting a lot of just sort of instinctive. He's just a bold person, but for sure he's flawed.
Yeah, and when you expect, I mean, I totally get what you're saying. Like, everyone's flawed, and obviously his flaws are put on a wild stage. But I think like calling that guy a paedophile or like smoking weed on Joe Rogan's podcast, and then like he was firing people for smoking weed in his company.
Is that true?
Yeah. Look it up.
If that's true,
look up.
Well, I'm pro him, so in case it's true, I don't want
to... No, look it up. No, it wasn't a lot of people. I think it was 2 people had weed in their system from the last week or two, and he fired them. And look, I get it. If you don't want people smoking...
Oh my god. Wait.
Yeah, it was fired for failing... Yeah, well.
Ex-Tesla employee who alleges she was fired for failing drugs test. Musk smoking weed was like a slap in the face. An ex-Tesla employee who says she was fired for testing positive for THC, a chemical found in cannabis, called CEO Elon Musk's decision to smoke marijuana during an interview a slap in the face. I mean, look, she also got extremely upset when he failed to meet her that night. I made that last bit up.
You're alright, mate. You're just begging to get money, so you're not supporting anything bad. But I'll say this: I think that I don't think that's like makes him a terrible person. That he's a
that is bad though.
He's a hypocrite. I think it just makes him a hypocrite. But my point is, this is endless.
He's moving so wild though. If you're worth $200 billion, like no one even understands how much money that is.
No, and I mean he could basically. I mean he could.
His power level.
He could at least stop world hunger.
His power level is the same as most countries.
Yeah.
Most countries in the world, his power level is far greater than just a one individual.
Yeah. Look, I'm you know. Anyone who is a big, you know, loves the Jordan Peterson, loves the Guru, all that stuff. I'm not gonna, you know, I think I'm not gonna win them over. But what do you think of Jordan Peterson?
I haven't actually heard much of him at all, to be honest.
You know who he is?
Yeah, I know. I sort of roughly know who he is, but
to be honest, I thought you'd be into him.
What? Why do you think I'd be into him?
Well, because
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm guessing it's a bad thing the way you said that.
it depends. It depends what you think of him. If it's a good thing or a bad thing. Like he's What are you looking at?
This is just my podcast folder, but continue.
Yeah, I just think it depends how you look at him. But if you don't really know about him, then it's pointless to speak to him.
Yeah, what else should we talk about?
Well, I'm interested in. You've got a lot of podcast forums, podcast ideas.
Cool. The problem is that I've read out so many of these before.
You're not a football man, are you?
Not really. Like I sort of know. I barely know what's going on these days.
So you...
This is interesting. I don't
Yeah.
think we've talked about this before. Look at this. 1 in 20 Chinese workers could be replaced by robots in the next 5 years.
What's
1 in 20. That's 5% of the entire Chinese workforce are going to be replaced by robots in the next year. What's 5% of the workforce? It's hard. It's tens and tens of millions.
Yeah.
What do you think of all these robots? Do you want to talk about robots?
I think it's so hard because like innovation is really important, but obviously people's livelihoods and people being able to live is, I'd probably say, more important. But it's it's such a hard subject. What do you think?
I'm just going to Google this thing.
Nice dead air.
No, I think automation is going to negatively affect the trucking industry quite badly.
I agree. Yeah, I don't think we'll have many trucks.
Oh my word!
I mean, the thing is,
wait. Some have forecast in the US. Some have forecast that autonomous vehicles will eliminate 2 to 3 million trucking jobs over the next several years.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I think
it's
because you know how they're stopping selling all petrol cars in 2030 in this country.
Well, they're banning the sale of new petrol cars. The second-hand market will still be a ban.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, sorry.
But that's still huge. 8
That's
years
still
time.
huge.
8 years time. No car company is allowed to make a brand new car that isn't electric. That's what they're saying. And guess who changed the whole industry?
Oh my God.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, by
Elon
making
Musk
what?
changed the industry.
Why doesn't he make affordable?
It is affordable. You can get a Model 3 for £25,000.
and
It's
people
cheap.
people would say that it's because that the industry is really expensive to make those cars and all that. Sure, fair enough. I bet you if he's as intelligent as all you guys think, I bet you he could work out how to make it cheaper.
That is not a bad point. I mean, that's a pretty good point. But he doesn't. The thing is that he wants to make more money because there's just a huge demand for £50,000 cars.
Yeah, but this is the problem.
That's an excellent point there. That is an excellent point.
Yeah.
Continue.
This is the problem of having people with a shit ton of money. They get to a point where, even if they are super intelligent, what comes more important than working out all these really important things is that paycheck, is that money coming in. That's what becomes important. So, like, how do you? Let me ask you a question. How do you look at someone like Elon Musk? And I mean, this loads of people hate it when you say this, and see that money and think, what he could do with that money. What he could do with that money for the people who are living right now. I bet you he could do everything he's done if he's actually worth 200 billion. Yeah, he could do everything he's done and revolutionise certain places with food and water and still be very rich.
And still make money off it.
Yeah. Like, do you how do you find that? I don't know.
I think it's a valid point in terms of if he wanted to, with his engineering and technological capabilities, he could help, I don't know, like super effective water desalination or something that converts the seawater into fresh water.
Yeah.
He could put his expertise towards those, but he very much does what he's interested in. But he thinks long term that like making humans multi-planetary is the way to ensure it's the way I'll save our civilization. But for sure, there is an argument there that he could be just helping the most vulnerable people. But what actually?
That's what I'm saying. He could be doing both.
I think there's more money in what he's doing right now.
But he's got 200 billion. He could do them both.
He has.
He could do them both. Like, there's
but
nothing.
if you had 200 billion, would you not just try and go for the trillion?
I mean,
I'm joking.
No. But no.
Yeah, you should be doing more to help. Bill Gates does a lot to help like that.
I don't really like Bill Gates.
I mean, I don't want to talk about Bill Gates. We'll just get into conspiracy theories and then we'll just get banned off YouTube.
Okay, yeah, well, let's not do that then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why did you look this up? Are you looking at the cricket?
No, this is nothing to talk about. I was just
Yeah.
interested in the cricket scores.
Yeah, cool. So you're definitely concentrating.
Yeah.
Right. Well, let me up. What are you doing?
Oh, Bitcoin's pumping.
Don't get me started. What do you think NFTs?
I'm not that into NFTs. I don't know a lot, but I have this friend, this buddy of mine. Shout out Emma in Nottingham, and he has NFT. He has land in like metaverse type places, and he was telling me he was getting loads of messages because people wanted to buy his land. Like for sure, there's some money in it. For sure,
there's money in it. Yeah, but like, do you think? I don't know. Like, what do you have you heard about all the NFT scams? They're like influencers and shit. Yeah.
Oh, I know. We can talk about them.
Like that's yeah. I mean
It's
fine. Yeah, no, I'll fuck off my subject. Don't worry, mate.
No,
I get it. I get it.
I just
You're rude.
No, I just remembered. We can talk about this.
No, fuck off. Just,
I don't know.
Fuck off. Look at what you're doing.
Okay.
Anthony Joshua, what?
Did you see what he did when he threatened to break those people? Like he threatened to beat up those kids.
No, I haven't seen that. How have I not seen that?
Look at this.
How did I not hear about this? So, what? He just beat? Did he beat the shit out of the kids or no?
No, he didn't touch the kids. And listen, basically what happened, it was kind of fair enough. He was training in Loughborough University using the Loughborough University.
University.
I don't know why I said that so much times. Their facility. he was staying in their facilities.
Yeah.
Because he was training at Loughborough University, because they're some of the best sports
facilities
for uni in the UK.
Yeah.
And these kids, like the witnesses were saying, these kids were shouting shit at him, saying how like, oh, you dodged the Fury fight, like why are you this, why are you that, da da da.
Isn't Loughborough like proper
posh? They started just basically chatting shit to AJ.
How old were they?
Uni students like 20, 21.
Oh.
So AJ just like they let him into the accommodation, but he comes up, gives them this stern talk like, well, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? You can't be chatting to people like that, screaming, shouting, da da da. Which he has like, he's heavyweight champion of the world. Me or you in the street, if it's a random person in the street, you're not gonna be screaming at a 6'8" monster, just big guy, saying, oh, you're a dickhead, shouting abuse, and then expect nothing to happen.
I mean,
it's because he's.
Why can't he? Yeah, it's because he's famous. He can't act like a person. Like,
but
if you were. Like you said,
I mean, he still shouldn't have threatened to break their jaws or whatever, but he wasn't going to do anything, but he was just saying.
I don't know. I think if he didn't have
the chat shit to people like that.
I think if he didn't have the intent to do anything right, because I think even when he said it, he didn't mean it. Like I didn't think he actually thought.
Of course he didn't mean it.
So why not? Fuck him. Like scare him a little bit. Say that you're going to get punched by 6'8". Like
you can't disrespect. Just scream stuff like that. In the street at people.
But like,
can you? No.
No, it was just
it's because he is who he is. They thought, oh, he won't do anything, which he didn't. Well, he kind of did.
Yeah, but I don't think that makes him a bad person. What? Because he heard people just fucking probably talking about stuff that he thinks about all the time. Because imagine how many comments he gets.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, do you know what? I'm gonna pretend. I'm gonna like not pretend, but I'm gonna say I'm gonna break their fucking jaws and see how much they're talking there. Because he like, do you know what I mean? If he actually had the intent to break their jaws, then it's a different situation. But I don't think he ever was actually going to do it.
No.
But I want to see the video.
He didn't. There's not a video. I can't find the
video
right now.
Is there not an audio clip?
There is a slide video, but yeah. But do you think what's going to happen in the rematch?
What, with him and Usyk?
I think AJ will win. I really do.
I don't.
You don't?
No, wait. What makes you think he's going to win?
Okay.
He's going to be different AJ, angry AJ.
In the first fight,
yeah,
AJ, he landed a few good body shots on Usyk, and straight after he landed those body shots, Usyk was not moving around anywhere near as much as he should. But basically, his tactic, I think his tactic this next fight is just going to go for like bombing body shots and just slow him down. Once you slow his feet down, if you get hit by someone that hard, it's going to slow your feet down. If he can land it.
I mean, I think the one thing that's going against Usyk is that he's definitely he's the perfect weight and everything and build for cruiserweight. So he's not a natural heavyweight.
He's a blown up cruiserweight.
Yeah, but
Tyson Fury is right. He's blown up.
But his fucking boxing IQ is second to probably. I mean, it's second to not a lot of people.
He's unbelievable.
But so I think to say that if AJ adapts, Usyk won't. If AJ adapts, Usyk will as well. He's good enough to adapt. Do you not think? Do you not think?
Maybe, but I feel like it's AJ's tactics. He was just trying
to lose the
outbox.
first fight.
No, he was just. But look at the way AJ fought. He was just trying to box him. He wasn't going in with wild swings trying to knock him out. When AJ's big on the attack, Usyk's not throwing shots. He's defending. You could go for more body shots. I honestly think.
What what, I mean, do you think Usyk's chin would be able to handle a shot from Joshua?
I don't know, mate. I don't study it. Yeah.
But
I don't know. Maybe.
No, do you
probably
think?
not. Probably not.
Do you think?
Probably not.
Do you think he has the kind of willpower that Tyson Fury has? Like, do you think he can get out? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Bro, he's Ukrainian. I bet he's hard as fuck.
Yeah.
I bet he's soft.
I mean, he went to. What do you think about the Ukraine?
Nah, I don't want to talk about that.
No, why not?